A lot of people say sitcoms are bad. I'm not even gonna say they're wrong. I want to talk about what people say, culturally, the vibe. Because sitcoms get dragged a lot. They're corny, they're not funny, the acting is mid. Some say the jokes need a laugh track to survive. And yet, I've seen all of Friends at least once. At least once. We've been watching sitcoms since we were kids. Like, actually children. And somehow we're still here, grown, tired, and putting them in the background as a ritual. So I keep wondering, do we actually like sitcoms? Or do we just never stop watching them? And if they're supposedly so bad, why do they work? First, we have to actually talk about what a sitcom is. People like to use the word sitcom like it means old TV with a laugh track. It doesn't mean that. A sitcom is literally just a situational comedy. You know what I mean? Like, same people, same place, same setting, over and over. Same group of people. You get it? And they're always dealing with small, contained problems that they have to solve. And by the end of the episode, it all resets. And that's important because sitcoms aren't built to change. They're built to loop. They're usually in one or two locations, an apartment, maybe a workplace. The characters work the same way. They're meant to evolve but stay the same people, the same traits. The funny one is always the funny one. The stupid one is always the stupid one. Ross is always Ross. You know what I mean? It doesn't change. And you know where everyone comes in the door at. Nothing surprises you spatially. And that's why sitcoms have so many callbacks or in-jokes, like we were on a break. It's because the show assumes you're watching more than one episode. It rewards familiarity, and this is where people start to call it lazy. I really don't agree. Because once you notice the pattern, you can start to see the seams, is what they say. You can predict the patterns. You can feel the reset coming before it happens. But that predictability isn't an accident. It's the entire point. Sitcoms are designed to be low stakes. Nothing that happens is too permanent because you're supposed to be able to just drop it one day and pick it up the next and still be able to follow along. Or watch reruns and still be able to enjoy the content. You could miss an episode, miss a season, and still understand what is happening. They're not asking for your full attention, and I think that's part of why people like it. They're asking you to sit with them just for a second, and when you realize that, it's really hard to judge them at the same standards as other shows. They're not trying to be impressive or anything special. Whether good or bad is kind of the whole point. They're basically stage plays that got trapped in a camera. Same rooms, same entrances, same misunderstandings. People walk in, they say something, the audience laughs, repeat. The structure didn't come from nowhere. It came from comedy of manners. Stuff that was meant to be watched live, in a room, with other people. Which is why early sitcoms were literally filmed in front of a live audience. That's where it comes from. Real people sitting there laughing in real time at what they found funny before it was performative. Once the audience became a part of the rhythm, you just couldn't remove it. So when people complain about the laugh tracks, I get it. I complain about them too. They're loud, they're intrusive, they tell you when to laugh even when it's not funny. It's like the writers think we're stupid. Like, I get it. But the format was never meant to be quiet, so to speak. Silence would almost feel wrong. I mean, look at this clip.
Where is the waitress? I'm starving.
It's a buffet, man.
Here's where I win all my money back.
I gotta talk to you.
Sure. What's up?
Monica and I almost got married last night.
Oh my God. That's huge. Hey.
It's not meant to be silent, you know? And it's not just budget either. Though, don't get me wrong, I know that's a factor. Just one out of many. But for us, it's muscle memory. The audience needs landmarks. Change it too much and the entire thing breaks. Eventually, they tried to stretch the format. They animated and exaggerated it. The Simpsons, Family Guy, King of the Hill. Same structure, just fewer physical limits. So yeah, a lot like a sitcom. And this is where I start thinking about age. Because once you know what makes a sitcom, it kind of stops being about quality and starts being about timing. We don't just randomly like these shows. They show up when we need them. So let's start where it feels stupid, but isn't. Blue's Clues. Ignore the camera change. That didn't happen. Blue's Clues. And I know people hear it and immediately go, what the hell are you talking about? I swear I have a point. Now I know, you don't think Blue's Clues is a sitcom. It's a kid's show, I hear you saying. But look at it! Actually look at it. Reoccurring characters. Same house every episode. Same structure every time. Problem introduced, clues found. Solution at the end, reset. I mean, how is that not a sitcom? How is that not what Friends does? Am I going insane? Toddlers need predictability. They need to know what's going to happen next so that they feel safe. And instead of a laugh track, you get a canned audience response, which is supposed to get the audience to include themselves into the show. It tells you when to talk, it tells you when to think. I don't see how that's very much so different. It's still acknowledging that it's being watched, and it's shaping itself around that. So yeah, I think Blue's Clues is kind of a toddler sitcom in a way, and I kind of hate that, because that was my shit as a kid. My dad still walks around, and I'll say something like, I found it, and he'll go, what, a clue? Or anytime, oh my god, there's so many things from my childhood, like my young toddler years, that my parents still repeat to this day, like, this is serious. Oh my god, they drive me nuts, okay? Then you grow up a little bit, and you start watching shows like Good Luck Charlie. You know, another sitcom. Quite genuinely made to be a sitcom in this situation. Same deal. Recurring house, recurring character, recurring kitchen, same stairs, same family chaos, but safe chaos. Nothing ever goes too far. Had to think about that for a minute. This is like baby's first real sitcom. Now, instead of an audience response, there's proper canned laughter. I do not... Is it Good Luck Charlie filmed in front of a studio audience? It wasn't canned! What? Wait, was Wizards of Waverly Place? I'm having a moment. You'll have to get back to me in a minute. There's lessons, but they're light. Mistakes happen, feelings get hurt, but everything wraps up by the end. It's teaching you that conflict is survivable, that families can fight and still love each other in the end. And it teaches good messages while still relying on the sitcom strategy. This is where stuff like Drake and Josh lives. Same structure, but the tone shifts. Embarrassment, failure, consequences that feel huge even when they're not. They aren't really lessons anymore, just reactions. It feels stressful and funny all at the same time. You're watching people mess up in a way that feels survivable. It's not you, but it could be. It's all about returning to the same place, the same people, the same rhythms. Friends isn't about realism. It's about reassurances. It's adulthood fantasy where money never runs out, friendships never end, and you kind of just get to keep living throughout all of it. That's why people in their 20s hold on to Friends so hard. Is it the funniest thing ever made? No. But it promises a version of adulthood that doesn't feel so sharp. Once you start viewing sitcoms this way, it stops feeling like something you can outgrow. It feels like something that changes outfits. And that's where the criticism gets kind of complicated. Because if you ask people why they don't like sitcoms, the complaints are weirdly consistent. It's like everyone read the same memo. They're not funny. The jokes are obvious. The acting is mid. The premises are all the same. They rely heavily on laugh tracks that do not work for them. And honestly, none of that is wrong. A lot of sitcom humor is broad. It has to be. The jokes land fast, and they need to land for as many people as possible. Subtlety doesn't survive that. The acting can feel flat because it has to be. Characters are written as big so that you can instantly recognize them even if you haven't been watching in a little while. And yeah, maybe the premises is blurred together, but Don't medical shows do that too? I mean, doesn't Chicago Med, Grey's Anatomy, all of them share episodes of similar cases with different outcomes and different results? Different characters, different plot lines, same premises. Then there's the production side. People love to use this as a gotcha, but I really don't think it is one. Low budgets, simple sets, multi-camera setups. As if that automatically means lazy or cheap, but that criticism misses something very important. Sitcoms aren't built to easily impress you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They are built to be efficient. They need to be made quickly, watched easily, understood instantly. You're not supposed to marvel at them. You're supposed to sink into them, which is why the they're bad argument has always felt half right. Technically, yeah, compared to prestige TV, they lose in a heartbeat. But emotionally, they're playing a different game. It always comes back to the laugh track at the end of the day. If sitcoms are all doing this, and it is so repetitive and mid-tier quality, then why does it work so well? Why does everybody do it? And I don't think it's because they're all secretly brilliant or something. I think it's because they hit the brain in very specific ways. Nostalgia is the obvious one. These shows don't just remind you of the characters, but who you were when you were watching them, where you were sitting, how old you were, what life looked like before it got complicated. You're not missing the show. You're missing the person who you used to be while watching it. There's also the stress thing. Sitcoms are familiar. You already know the beginning and the ending of the shows you like. Nothing bad is coming. And when everything feels as horrible as it does right now, that predictability means a lot more than people want to admit. Your nervous system clocks it as something safe, a comfort show. You don't have to brace yourself, and there's something weirdly regulating about that. Like putting on background noise that knows you. It gives your brain something to rest against. And then there's control. Real life doesn't reset. Sitcoms do. Mistakes get made, things go wrong, and then the episode resets. The slate gets wiped clean. You don't get that luxury in real life. Watching it happen somewhere else feels like taking that relief and borrowing it for 20 minutes or 40 minutes or however long your episodes are. And yeah, there's dopamine in it too. Not the intense cliffhanger kind. Just small hits. Jokes you recognize. Beats you expect, laughter that shows up on cue, which is probably why people don't binge sitcoms the way they binge prestigious shows. They loop them over and over and over. Sitcoms, I mean. Sometimes they loop them out of order. Sometimes they're barely even watching it. It's not about watching the plot. It's about returning to something and not asking questions. And once you admit that, it becomes really hard to call sitcoms pointless. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. So, are sitcoms bad? Technically, yes. Sometimes. I don't know. I hate making definite, like, my opinion, sitcoms are bad. Because then you talk to, like, my friend Sasha about Sex and the City. It's just this amazing show. And as someone who's never watched it, I'm like, well, I don't want to say all sitcoms are bad. A lot of them aren't pushing boundaries. They're not trying to. The jokes can be lazy, the acting can be flat, the formulas are obvious once you see them. Sitcoms aren't about quality in the traditional sense, they're about comfort and familiarity. It's about returning to the same place when everything else feels like it's shifting. You're not watching for the jokes, you're watching because you already know what happens, and that's the appeal. It's muscle memory. It's comfort dressed up as entertainment. And maybe that means we don't actually like sitcoms. Maybe we just like being held by something predictable and not explaining why. I don't think it's stupid, but I don't think it's accidental either. It just is. That is how sitcoms are. Anyway, that's where I land. Or don't. I'm still sitting with it. If this made sense to you even a little bit, then like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification, do all of the things down below. I don't know if you know, but I will be releasing a video every month from here on out. I have so many video ideas that I just want to make. And of course, you don't have to watch every one, but it would be nice. And in the meantime, I will be reading these beautiful books. I've added this one to my collection. And I've got this beautiful little Kindle with a beautiful book on it. Yay! So, oh, and then I have 2 Wattpad books I want to read. I don't know. I like reading. What can I say? So this has been an Alyssa Perrine video. I'm so sorry for subjecting you to my opinions for another day. Bye guys. So clearly something is... Mother's home. And I swear, I need to get this connected. Let's see. Lovely, it works. Sex and the City. Yeah, there we go. If this made sense to you even a little bit, then like the video. Jesus. It's waking up. Give it a second.